Okay, guys, sorry about that. YouTube cut me off at 15 minutes, so I'm going to finish up the lesson really quick. Um, so we said that 19 is odd, so we were going to underline it. We're going to underline odd numbers as we take one away from each even number. So we're going to keep doing this until we get down to 0. So let's keep going. I'm going to do a couple with you, and then you can do the rest on your own. Okay, so we took away another tile. We had 19. We take one away. Now we have 18. So look at the number 18. Is it even or odd? We know 18 is even, right? Because each number has a pair, and we've circled it, and it ends in an 8. So take away another tile. How many do we have now? 17. Is 17 even or odd? Check it out. Does it have a pair? One tile doesn't have a partner, so 17 is odd. Let's underline it. Remember, we're underlining all odd numbers. Now I want you guys to keep going until you have no tiles left. So every time you have an odd number, make sure you underline it. If it's an even number, you should have already circled it. I'm going to have you pause there so you can do that. Start up again when you are all finished. Okay, so what happened? Now think about that process. What happened when we had an even number of tiles and we took one away? What happened? The number left over was an odd number. So an even number, when we take one away, is odd. That's important to remember, so let's say that together. An even number, take away 1, is odd. Okay, now think about what will happen when we add 1 to an even number. So think about like the number 4, add 1. You're going to have, if you add 1, you're not going to have 2 and 2, you'll have 3 and 2. So you don't have a double, but you have a double plus 1 more. So adding 1 to an even will be odd because 8 plus 1 equals 9, and 9 is odd. Adding 1 on is just like taking 1 away. It will make it odd. So I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger here to show this for you. I'm going to use the number 4 as an example. So here are my 4. All right, if I add 1, now I have 5. The number does not, this number here, this 1, doesn't have a partner, so this number is odd. 5 is odd. I'm going to erase it now, go back to 4. Remember, 4 is an even number. Every number has a partner. Now I'm going to take 1 away. So I took 1 away, and now I have a number without a partner. So 3 is like 2 and 1. So this is also an odd number. Test what we just noticed. Build an even number. So just like I did, I picked 4. I want you to try a different number. Add 1 and then take 1 away from the array of the even numbers. See if you get odd numbers. So you can do this with a couple, you can do this with 1. Pause here and try that out on your own. So what happens when we add 1 to an even number? We get an odd number. Every time we add 1 to an even number, we get an odd number. What happens when we take 1 away from an even number? We get an odd number. So every time we add or take 1 away from an even number, we get an odd number. Let's practice what we know using a bigger number. So let's look at the number 40. 40 has a 0 in the ones place. Is that even or odd? Even. If it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, remember that it's an even number. Now add 1. Is 41 even or odd? 41 must be odd because it's an even plus 1. An even plus 1 makes an odd, so 41 is an odd number. Okay, so remember that something just to think about today. Even plus 1 equals odd. So it's kind of like an equation. If we have an even number plus 1 more, we get an odd number. If we have an even number minus 1, we also get an odd number. So those are 2 things to remember today. Even plus 1 makes odd, even minus 1 makes odd. Now I'm going to talk about the problem set and the exit ticket. Remember that if you are ever having trouble turning these in, please take a screenshot of them and turn them into Seesaw. You can take the screenshot once you've already done the work, or you can take the screenshot before and do the work on Seesaw before you turn it in. Okay, I'm going to make myself small so you can see it. All right. So the first part in number 1, you are skip counting the columns in the array, and the first one has been done for you. So you're just writing the numbers in, skip counting by 2s. In number 2, you are solving the doubles equations and writing the answers. In 2b, you are explaining the connection between the numbers that you skip counted in 1 and your answers to the equations in 2. That part should be pretty easy for you. It's all even numbers like we've been practicing. B. Number 3, you are filling in the pattern of the numbers. So 20, 22, 24. What comes next? Keep going until you get all the way down to the end. In B, you are filling in the odd numbers. So the even numbers have been done for you. 0, 2, 4, 6. You have to think about what number is one more than those even numbers. So fill in the pattern. I skipped ahead, sorry. Number 4, you are going to write to identify the bold number as even or odd. So the first number in each of these equations is bold. So 6 is your number. You're going to say, okay, is that 6 even or odd? 6 is even, so we wrote even. Then we add 1, we get 7. Is 7 even or odd? It's an even plus 1, so it is odd. You're going to continue that, just writing even or odd for your numbers in B and C when you're adding one. And then D, you start with a number like 6, write even. This time we're taking one away. So the bottom is even numbers minus 1. What should you get? Write that down here. Lastly, and number 5 is just like your exit ticket. So I'm going to explain this. And it's the exact same thing for your exit ticket. I'm going to move it over so you can see it. So you look at the number. So the first one is 28, for example. Think about the number 28. Is it even or odd? You can look at the ones place. Is it 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8? If so, then it's an even number, right? So we have an 8 in the ones place. We would circle even and then write how we knew. So you can write how you know by saying it has a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in the ones place. You could also draw pictures of 28 dots and making sure all numbers have a pair. Whatever way you want to show what you know. Your exit ticket is the exact same thing. You have the number 18 and 23. So you're determining if they're even or odd and then explaining how you know. You guys are going to do an awesome job with this today. Remember, you can video call, text, message me on Seesaw if you guys have any questions at all. Have fun.